Alright, what's up, you guys? I'm here with the Black Clover chapter 194 manga review. And, My Hero didn't have their chapter come out last week. So, it will come out this week, and we'll do a review on it on the weekend, hopefully, if I have time. And I'm going to be discussing the Mob Psycho recent episode. So, that's going to be something special. So it starts off in the Black Clover chapter with Charmy just zooming through on her sheep, levitating on her sheep fur, or whatever it is, just through the creations that I already forgot his name. The creations that the guy's been making on his paint canvases. So she runs up to him because she thinks he's his friend, and she doesn't recognize him to be one of the elves. So she tries to offer him some food to replenish his mana, but he rejects it, and he's like bitch. He just throws the food away, and it's just ruined, and it hit her with some type of way, and she just basically tells him you don't treat my food like that. I slaved over this. I'm trying to give you mana. But he said, no, get that out of here. Get out of my face. Ugh. And basically all that happened. And he said, in order to create, you must destroy. And then he attacks Miss Charmy, and she just flies off on top. And plus, on top of her sheep, her and her sheep are basically, they just got demolished. And then it looks like she's in this trance-like state. And Asta and Mimosa are trying to run over to her to help her and heal her and protect her. But then she awakens some new type of ability. And this ability, well, not even just, well, yeah, an ability, but she just awakened, and she got really powerful. And she says, "Can I come out now?" It's like she turns into a whole nother personality, or it's just it's just crazy. So it shows her book, and it's a 3-leaf clover grimoire, and and just it keeps getting crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier. And the sheep it actually turns into a wolf. So, and I thought that was funny because as soon as I saw that, I thought of a wolf in sheep's clothing. You know, a sheep can look all not so dangerous on the outside, and but on the inside, it could be something much more dangerous going inside that harmless sheep, and it could actually turn into a wolf. I don't know where I was going with that, but just take that. Just take that. So she awakened her other side, her other half of her race, which is the dwarves, and she grew a little taller, and it looked like she's a little toned, and she's about to wreck. She's about to fuck this dude up. Literally, she's about to just kill him. She's about to kill him, and the guy is the elf. He's surprised about how she awakened. He said he felt this magic before, and then that's when he said she's a human dwarf hybrid. So now we know in the world of Black Clover there were dwarves. I mean, you could kind of suspect that since there are fairies, so fairies, dwarves. So it could be many other things brought up to possibilities in the Black Clover world that could come in the near future. So, Asta, Mimosa, and Miss Charmy, they're all freaking out, and they're just trying to wonder what a dwarf is. And Mimosa actually goes along with everything and says that she remembers folk tales and things she was told about the dwarves, and saying how powerful they were. And Miss Charmy's just going crazy because she sees her sheep has turned into a wolf, and the wolf can actually talk. He tells her, "Pipe down. That stuff doesn't matter now, does it?" He seems to be focused on the whole fight and ready to kill this guy. Kill the Magic Knight captain. So Miss Charmy, she basically understands what the wolf is saying, and she sets her eyes on her prey, and she says, "I'm hungry," and there's just drool coming out of her mouth. This is just amazing. I cannot wait to see this. Like uh, the Black Bulls, they're pretty OP to be honest. They're just getting better and better. And the elf, the somewhat almost reincarnated elf, basically just says, like, no matter how powerful you get, you won't beat me. It doesn't matter. And he says, vanish. So then Miss Charmy, literally the most OP thing I've ever seen. She says, yeah, makes a lot of that. Make lots of that. Basically, what she's saying is make more of those creations that he's painting off from the canvases to come to life, and literally it's just a whole flood of his creations coming straight at her and asking everybody. And then she uses her food magic called Glutton's Banquet, and the wolf says, "Grub to me," and he says that all basically, and basically he eats all of the creations, eats all the mana up, and I think he's just is making her stronger at the same time. And asks, he says, is eating the magic. Didn't Miss Charmy have cotton magic? And then the elf says it can't be. I've heard about this. They say that beings from two races occasionally have two magical attributes, and uh, this is it. And she devoured my magic and made it hers. She eats faster than I can draw. My imagination is losing to appetite of all things. How dare you do a thing? Oh my god, this chapter, it was just so great. It was so amazing to see Miss Charmy actually go in on somebody. And she looks pretty cool too, because she's the woman, she's the Wonder Woman of Black Clover right now. I'm just joking. Actually, nah, Captain Vermilion, she's probably the strongest one in Black Clover, maybe, as of right now. Over on the good side, it's either her or Yami, Captain Yami, or Fergulian, because he did get his spirit, so spirit salamander. So I don't know. It's either one, two, or three of those people. So now let's get back, and she makes it's like she's cracking jokes here. She says, like what you did earlier to food, and then basically it's just like him destroying her food. She's gonna destroy all his creations and destroy him at the same time. And then she said, "This is for the protein." And the elf loses to Miss Charmy, and then her last panel is her hitting the elf in the stomach, saying, "And this is for the carbs." So this was an amazing chapter. We got some more details on dwarves. We know that Miss Charmy is a half human, half dwarf, and she has two attributes for her power. And I wonder if this is just like a near-death experience thing. But hopefully she like remembers what happened, and if not, the others can tell her what happened. And then she could basically harness his power and make it her own, and she will be a really, really huge problem for future enemies in the chapters for Black Clover that come along. So yeah, now we will get to Mob Psycho 100 season 2 episode 8. So this season has been a huge emotional roller coaster for Mob. He's been changing drastically as the episodes go on, and everyone around him is noticing it. And even Mob is, I mean, I can guess Mob notices, but I mean, well, obviously he does notice because it's happening to him. Maybe, I think he might notice, but he's just acting on impulse on things. He's showing more feelings. He's showing determination. He has his own goals, and in this episode, he had a goal to basically win a marathon for this year before going into his high school as a first year. And if he won and got into top 10, or at least got into top 10, he's gonna ask his crush out. So he does all this training, he does everything he can to win, but then once the race starts, he like it said in the episode, the last race that he did, the last marathon, he placed in 291, 291st person. Like, God damn! Oh my God, Mob. Whew. It's only a 5 kilometer run, I think, was it? Just Jesus Christ. So, yeah, that happened. And he placed 74th, I think. And he passed out. Literally, his sensei, Rain, well, quote unquote sensei, well, Rain was coaching him through it. He was running beside him, trying to help him out. But then he literally just passed out. He passed out. He didn't get top 10. And he was a little discouraged, but knowing that his brother got to the 9th place, he wasn't actually that heartbroken on his downfall in the race. But he knew that he couldn't do what he needed to do because he's trying to stand out for this girl because he really likes her. And one thing I want to get to in this episode, I hate how this happened. How the psycho buckethead or whatever it was called, religion started, and they got that random tip from the rich guy, the billionaire or whatever. They got what was it, $15 million, $5 million? Like, yo, oh my! But I'm glad that happened, because if it would have went to Rain, he would have. I don't even know what would have happened. We probably wouldn't have got the episode of where Rain and Mob had that breakthrough, that development in their master student relationship for just progression. And I don't know, I just didn't like how that turned out. I mean, but it was a cool, funny little thing that happened, I guess. But yeah. So now, after he is checked out of the nurse's office from his school, he is walking away, going to his house, and we fast forward over to his house, where his mom's preparing an amazing dinner. His dad's hilarious in this episode, by the way. He like says a few words, but it's just his demeanor and his manner, the way he says some things. It was just funny, and so yeah, and then as she's cooking the dinner, getting everything prepared, waiting for Mom to come home, Ritsu, his brother, hears the doorbell, and he gets it. They think it's Mom coming. And at that moment, I thought that his crush was coming over there, because his crush seems like she's kind of interested in him in this episode lately. And I thought she like just got his thing from visiting Rain, because Ritsu and the blind guy, damn, I'm so bad with names, but yeah, he was there. They're filling in for Mob because Mob was training, and I guess since he lost, everything was in vain, I guess, and they were going to sub in for Mob. This was before the marathon, I believe. And they were going to sub in for Mob, but Mob's crush actually came to Rain's office for relationship advice for her friend, and she actually asked questions too, but her questions for another guy, and that's why Ritsu was pretty scared to face her. And no one knew what was going on except for Ritsu, because Ritsu was the only one that knew her name. And yeah, but apparently after that visit, she basically faked wanting to get relationship advice because she just wanted to know if the place was shady or not. But she believed that he was Rain was a good guy, just as Mob did. And she witnessed Mob's picture on the wall that was posted on the wall. So I guess, things are heating up for your boy Mob, So let me cut to the chase. As he opens the door, is Sho from season 1, and he is probably one of the strongest members of Qual we've seen so far. And he basically just tells Ritsu, like, hey, I'm here. It's time for me to go wild. I'm about to go crazy. And then he knows his parents are there, and he says that it's a problem. Like now, it's a dilemma that his parents are there because he thought he was just going to be able to take Ritsu. Because in season one, if you do not remember, he said that he was going to recruit some of the kids for HQ. He said he likes the brothers. Actually, he doesn't like want to kill them or anything. He said he just wants to turn them over for the HQ. But we all know that's not going to happen. Either somebody's gonna die or there's gonna be a fight to the death, and Claw is gonna be defeated. That's what we're all gonna be suspecting. But so this happens, and then it switches over to Show again. After Ritsu telling his mom to stay away, it switches over to Show, and Show has this menacing, evil look on his face as if he was about to do something that will just make a nigga go Super Saiyan. I don't know why I said Super Saiyan, but it's okay. Two different animes. It's chill. It's chill. So that happens, and it switches over to Mob walking over to his home, and they see smoke flying up in the direction where Mob lives, and Dimple points it out. So as Mob runs over to his house, the house is on fire. It is in a blaze. And then everyone is panicking, and they see Mob, and they said, "Oh, don't go over there to near the house." Mob said, "Shut up, don't talk to me. Skirt, you get curved." He's walking in the house. There's flames everywhere, but as Mob is walking through, he's actually trying to assess the situation. He says everything about his dad and his mom, how basically they're strong people, and they're smart, and they're strict, and they won't let this fire happen purposely or accidentally. So they're really careful people how they handle things. So he goes through all this. He talks about his brother, how his brother is really smart, and all this other things. So basically, the fire couldn't have started just out of thin air, just from them. So he goes upstairs. Dimple tells him that what you call it? He sensed like there was someone forced herself inside the house. So as he's running around upstairs, he says he has to look for a clue. He has to look for a clue, and he opens the door, and then everything goes from 0 to 100. And I was loving this episode, not for Mob per se. I mean, we can't say anything too soon, but I'm gonna get to it right now. He opens the door. Dimple tells him to close his eyes and not look. And there are bodies, 3 bodies, that are on fire in a blaze that are burnt to a crisp. And we can't say too soon that it was his mother, his father, and Ritsu. We can't say for sure. We cannot say because Sho could have got some random bodies that he could have put in the fire, and he could have actually took Ritsu and his mother and father, because he actually doesn't want to kill Ritsu. He wants him for HQ, just like he said in season 1. So he doesn't want to kill him, and his parents. He most likely won't kill his parents. Either that, or he will, just because he wants a strong opponent to fight. Because he's a kid. He wants to fight. He thinks he's all that. He thinks he's all that in a bag of chips, tough and all, and whatnot. So literally, before he was going through the fire and everything, before he got to the room, he was at 91%. Once he got to that room and saw the bodies that were burnt to a crisp, he went 100% and beyond. And he actually looks livid. He was just, it was just crazy. I was so hyped for this episode. And then I think it just stops right there. So this episode for Mob Psycho 100 is probably the best episode, and it's gonna get better. And I cannot wait for another season. Hopefully they're gonna do another season. I gotta look into it, but I really want them to do a 3rd season. But One Punch Man season 2 is upcoming. It's coming up, and I think people are already judging that One Punch Man for the new studio that's going to be animating this. But it's cool. I mean, I'm still going to watch it regardless. But hopefully it's still going to be good. And Attack on Titan's coming up. It's just so great right now. And I'm back on my One Piece grind. I'm on episode like 769 or 771, whichever one. So, back on that One Piece grind. Hope you guys like this video. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you feel like it. really doesn't matter. But I just like to say that thing because that's just the go-to thing. That's a go-to thing. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I will be doing a live stream Friday at 8 o'clock. I was not able to live stream this weekend. I live streamed Friday, but not Saturday and Sunday because I was studying and doing work. And yeah, got to catch up on my grades in college. Woohoo! It's killing me right now. It's killing me, y'all. It's killing me. It's killing me. But hope you come to the live stream at Friday at 8 o'clock. Please post that up in your reminders, whatever. Tell everybody. And yeah, I'll be live streaming at 8 o'clock, twitch.tv/rampantj, just as my YouTube channel. But it's like it's all lowercase, rampant J. It's either space J or just J. You'll see it. And I gotta kind of edit my Twitch channel to make it look more appealing and look better. But it's cool. So I'm gonna leave you guys to it. Hope you like the video, the gameplay in the background in this review. So see you guys later. I'll see you guys Friday, probably at like around like 5 o'clock. Yeah, like 5 o'clock. I'll stream 5 o'clock for 3 hours. And yeah. So I'm gonna save that replay because that was just